Fellow Biafrans, on the occasion of your rally to demonstrate your solidarity with the struggles of your kith and kin back home, I send to you all fraternal greetings. You are all aware that for over 4 months now, Nigeria has been waging a war of aggression to destroy Biafra and her people.
The whole thing, I will say, started when I was a student nurse in Lagos University Teaching Hospital. We practically had to rush home to Eastern region then, which is where I came from, for safety. They started slaughtering Igbos in the north. I mean, they were beheading them. They really slaughtered Igbos in the north. That was how the war started.
This invasion by Nigerian hordes was mounted because the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria were forced on May the 30th, 1967, to declare themselves the independent state of Biafra in order to assure the security of their lives and property.
As far as I'm concerned, I was in the war from the beginning to the end. What sticks out mainly is the level of suffering people went through. Okay, the Nigerian soldiers were better armed. You know, most of the time they will overrun villages and rampage it, you know, just kill people, loot all their property. A lot of people died out of hunger. People were dying out of all kinds of diseases because there were no medications, and it was terrible. I got shot by the Nigerian troops, and even before the war ended, I was in the hospital for about a week. They were contemplating on amputating my left leg here, but as God would have it, as soon as the war ended, the Nigerians opened up some of the hospitals, and I happened to be lucky to go into one of them, and eventually with better treatment and all that, they were able to save the leg. As it stands today, when the weather gets cold, I still feel the pain. This is where the bullet went, and it came out from here. So this bone here was really shattered. If you see my leg here, these are burns from, you know, the wound. I don't usually show it to people because it's kind of embarrassing, but it's also a good way to remember the war.
The war really has been very devastating. I lost a great friend whom I thought I would marry. I should have married an Igbo girl, but the word, actually, I was so much in love, is Adama. That's what they are saying about the war. And I've not seen her up to today since 1966 up to this time. I've not met her. And it gives me a psychological problem that he's losing friends. And what could have been if there had not been war? Probably things could have been better off, you know, and there have been a friendly relationship.
As you are aware, the people of the former eastern region of Nigeria had believed, as if it were an article of faith, in the concept of a united Nigeria. Having demonstrated our faith in Nigeria in concrete terms by allowing our sons and daughters to sojourn in other parts of the country, thereby contributing tremendously to the development of such areas to the neglect of our own, it was a hard decision for us to take to opt out of a federation in which we had invested so much. But we had no real choice. Over the years, our erstwhile compatriots had made it clear in unmistakable terms that they did not want us in the Federation.
One day we were walking and somebody just, emergency ambulance came and said, you all need to evacuate the patients again because the Biafra, the Nigerian army, that are on their way here. We trekked for 30 miles. You can't believe it. We got at a place where we slept, and they told us, about 3 of us young ladies then, that if the Nigerian soldiers see us, that they will kidnap us right away, that we have to camouflage. So we had to go and use sheets to put in our stomach and pretend that we were pregnant.
The experience of the 3 harrowing waves of remorseless genocide in 1945, 1953, and especially in 1966, involving a total of nearly 40,000 dead and countless others maimed or destitute, provided an object lesson which could not but be taken seriously.
My brother voluntarily went to war. Nobody conscripted him into the war. Unfortunately, he didn't even last in the war. He died. And that really broke my mother's heart. And my father too. If you listen to the video that we did of my father's burial, one of my brother's best friends said it, that Papa didn't die when he was supposed to die. That Papa practically died 1970, that David didn't come back from war. That was when Papa's spirit went away.
Self-preservation is probably the strongest human instinct, and it is this that has compelled the harassed and persecuted people of eastern Nigeria to seek refuge in their own home and amongst their kindred. As a proverb of one of our Biafran languages has it, a man who is rejected by others cannot reject himself.
You know, that's a song I don't like to. America talk about healing. That's a wound that never healed with me. I don't think it will ever heal. That's why it seems that my son sort of revived the birth of my son sort of revived my mother a little bit.
The Hausa people, they are not really oriented in education. They want to go into cattle rearing, they want to go into farming. But now some of them are teachers. They work, they are in the government, they believe the power and authority to be in government.
In Nigeria, the Hausas are known to be less educated people. They were all, farmers, and they want to civilize, you would say.
The one thing about Hausas is that they love themselves. They love themselves. The Hausa, is the type of religion the Muslims like to stick together.
They like to fight. They also don't like Christians at all. As of this moment, the Nigerian society is riddled with all kinds of hatred from both the Muslims and vice versa. Yes, the Igbos didn't think the Hausas were civilized enough to be in government, but that was then. Now they are in government. The Yorubas are actually very civilized people, especially they are very educated people too. And as far as religion is concerned, they are not as what would I say? They are not as hateful as maybe the Northerners.
During the war, there was an agreement that Yorubas will be on our side to fight this war. But unfortunately, the last minute they abandoned us to fight the war alone. So, to me, and with my own experience of the war, the Yorubas are not people to be trusted in any war manner. They are cowards.
Well, the Igbo actually, they are very industrious, they are hardworking. Most of them, wherever they go, they are able to establish they can learn language easily. They want to occupy a certain area. If you give them a year, some people would like to go ahead and take 6 years. That's what happened with the Igbo.
So they are very, very enthusiastic people. They go to school, they want to get into commerce, they want to get into politics, they want to get into government and everything. And because of that, some other tribes in Nigeria seem not to like them that much. And that's one of the reasons for this level of marginalization that the Igbos go through in Nigeria. They don't want us to get good positions and eventually use it to actualize Biafra again.
Please, after that war, there's no more Nigeria. I have to be honest. I don't know what people think, but after the war, Igbo man didn't have any more place in Nigeria.
There's always a religious unrest in Nigeria. Just like a month or two ago, up there in the northern part of Nigeria, just to be specific, a lot of Christians were killed, and the Christians also went on a rampage, to retaliate.
There's still discrimination because there's still power struggle. Who is going to be the president? Is it coming from the east or from the west? I think they said they are using quota system. Just
like Igbos are crying about marginalization, there's no fairness, there's no equity. The northern part of Nigeria is doing as good as anybody else would do, as opposed to the eastern part of Nigeria, which is not doing as good as the northern Nigerians. And part of the reason is that they're not actually giving us enough money to improve our infrastructure, to create more jobs, and to make life a little better for our people.
Nigeria is not a united country. If I were to come out tomorrow, and if I were in a position to make suggestion, I will say divide Nigeria into 3. Let North go, let West go, let East go. And maybe there will be confederation.
So I can tell you this, it might take so many years for the Igbos to get what you call a fair share of the national care.
Only we could follow the Constitution and then be honest, we could have a united Nigeria to avoid discrimination. You must be able to blend together. We have to live, we have to unite. United we stand. Disunity will fall. We don't need to discriminate. You are an Igbo, you are an Hausa. We are one Nigeria, and we should work together for the progress, for productivity, for long life and prosperity of that country.